everybody, Dr. West here. I am finally putting together a grounding techniques video for you. I thought about doing this outside in nature because that's actually where I find myself being the most relaxed, but then I realized that that actually wasn't going to help you at all because if you're in the middle of an exam, I don't want you going outside. So I thought, well, actually, I will sit here at my desk and I will look at my webcam and I will pretend like I'm taking an exam and I get stressed out in an exam, and I will show you some things that you can do during an exam to ground yourself. So let me take a step back. The idea of grounding is just to calm yourself down. It's a good skill, a good strategy. Actually, it's a bunch of different strategies that you can use when you know you feel yourself getting anxious or when you feel yourself starting to panic a little bit. Now, this does not replace any sort of, somebody who has a legitimate diagnosed anxiety disorder or panic disorder or anything like that. But this is for somebody who's just feeling stressed out in the moment. Again, you're getting frustrated, you're getting angry even. And again, it doesn't have to just be test taking. You could use this when your roommate's stressing you out or your boss is stressing you out or something like that. You can just take a moment, go to the side somewhere, go to an office or, go around the hall and just take 30 seconds to a minute. It doesn't usually take longer than that to just sort of collect yourself, bring the emotional level down a couple of notches, and then go back to the world. And usually that's enough time to have calmed your body down enough to then be able to go back into the situation and actually make choices that you want to make rather than choices that could potentially get you into trouble. Now, regarding the exam, I'm going to show you some of these techniques and I'm going to modify them a little bit so that you actually won't get yourself in trouble either. And again, not just in my class, but hopefully you can use these techniques in other classes as well. Because some things you don't want to do, right? You don't want to get up. You don't want to be looking away or looking around because you don't want to make it look like, you're looking at other materials. So the very simplest technique that you can do if you feel yourself starting to get stressed out is actually just to close your eyes, because you can't be cheating if your eyes are closed. So you're just going to close your eyes and you're just going to take a really deep breath in and you're going to hold it, and you can count Mississippi's. You can say your name, you can just count to 10, whatever you want to do, but you're going to take a breath and you're just going to hold it in for a few seconds, right? So whatever you want to do, but just hold it in, and then you're going to slowly release it. So you're going to just take a deep breath. And if you find that one breath is not enough, do it again. But make sure you hold it in the middle. That's the key part. So as deep a breath as possible, hold it and slowly let it out. Another thing you want to check too is what your body's doing. And you can even think about that while you're breathing, right? What's your body doing? Are you all hunched up, right? Because if your body's hunched up, your brain's going to think, oh, my body's hunched up, maybe I should be stressed out. So try to make your body feel more relaxed while you're doing it. So if you'll notice what I just did, I sort of moved my body a little bit. What you couldn't see that was happening under my desk because I actually uncrossed my legs and I kind of put my feet flat on the ground. All right, I relaxed my shoulders a little bit. Now I'm going to do it one more time, and it's actually probably going to help my body even more, which is going to have my brain go, oh, wait, now the body's not as tense. So that's probably the easiest of all the techniques, is just breathing. And you can do that as many times as you need to. Right? And again, if you wanted to make noise as you were breathing out, a hissing sound like a snake is a good technique to do. And again, if you're worried that your teacher's going to be like, what are they doing? Just say, I'm going to do a grounding technique, and just go. And the only reason you would add the noise is just because that actually helps you to extend the blowing out part a little bit longer. And it sounds silly, but really what it's actually helping you do is activate that parasympathetic nervous system, which hopefully you're studying right now, but that actually is helping to calm you down. So you really are activating the parts of your brain that will actually calm your body down. All right, another trick that you can do, again, sitting at your desk, I'm going to modify this one a little bit, but this is another one that's really easy to do. You're still going to want to try to get your body to relax. You're going to want to put your feet on the floor. You're going to want to close your eyes again. But what I want you to do, all right, is to think about whatever your favorite color is, or colors. You can have more than one. And what I want you to do is to try to forget the exam that's on the screen for a minute and just try to think of 5 objects in your mind that are your favorite color. And you can even make them up if you want. They don't even have to be real objects, right? You can just imagine objects in your mind and see if you can visualize those objects in your mind. Right? So just for the sake of this video, my favorite color is purple. So I am going to try to imagine 5 things in my mind that are purple. And I'm going to try to see if I can see them in my head. And again, while I'm doing it and while I'm thinking about the things, I'm going to try to breathe. And again, it's doing the same thing physiologically. It's just helping to bring down my nervous system. All right? And then what you're going to want to do, right, is you're going to want to think of your favorite animal. All right? It can be a dog, can be a cat, can be a duck, can be any kind of favorite animal that you might have, right? And I want you to think about the sound that your favorite animal makes. Right? Now, if your favorite animal doesn't make a sound or doesn't make a very loud sound, like for example, if your animal is a turtle and your favorite animal doesn't make a very loud sound, you can pick any animal that you want. It doesn't really matter. What I want you to do, right, after you've done the 5 things that are your favorite color, I want you to do 4 things, right, that you would hear your favorite animal do. So if your favorite animal is a dog, I want you to see if you can hear 4 dog barks in your head. Right? Same deal. The whole time you're trying to listen, see if you can breathe. Okay. Third thing I want you to do, right, is have your hands put together, either on your lap or on your desk if you've got one. Right? And I just want you to feel your skin. Feel it. See if it's dry and you need lotion, or feel if it's soft, or feel if it's bumpy. You can even rub your hands over your knuckles, because then you will feel a difference in texture, because that will be bumpy relative to the back of your hand. And I want you to do that a couple of times. Again, breathing while you're doing that. Now again, I'm doing 3 different things on purpose. I was making you visualize something, so even though you're doing it in your head, you're activating your visual cortex, even though you're not really seeing something. And we were imagining sounds. That's going to activate our temporal lobe, which is going to activate our sense of sound. And then we're activating our sense of touch. So we're still doing the breathing, which is activating that whole parasympathetic nervous system to calm us down. But we're sort of targeting different parts of our nervous system while we were doing it. All right, so that's your second technique. And you can do any combination of that you want to. That was a modified version of something that's called the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. We didn't even do all, we just did 5-4-3 basically. Then the last one I'm going to show you that you can do again while you're sitting here at a webcam. Again, so you're not getting yourself into any sort of academic integrity trouble. All right. You can actually do with your hand, all right, or with your finger even. So what I want you to do is to write in the air with your finger. So pretend like your finger is some kind of pencil or marker or whatever you want. You're going to close your eyes again so that you can breathe while you're closing them. And what I want you to do is to just write your name. Again, doesn't matter how it looks, because again, you're just writing in the air and nobody can really see it. The teacher probably won't even know what you're doing. Again, if you feel weird or uncomfortable, just say into the webcam, I'm getting a little nervous, I'm going to do a grounding technique. Because again, the professors generally only watch the parts that gets flagged on it. And honestly, I'm not even sure if this is going to get flagged, because there's no stipulation that you can't move a finger during the exam. So it probably won't get flagged. But just in case, you could say it out loud. But you're going to write your name. And then what you're going to try to do, right, is everyone probably did it in middle school. It's typically a developmentally appropriate thing that people do in middle school. But do you remember the bubble letters where you like wrote in bubble style? All right, and you would write, and so try to write your name like that. But again, without looking, again, the point is just you're focusing on something else for a minute. It doesn't matter if you do it right or wrong. You don't even have to write your name. You could even draw smiley faces. All right? You could draw clouds or flowers. You could draw a dog. You could draw anything that you want. The point is just for just a brief moment, and you don't want to do this too long, but 30 seconds or so, your brain is going to stop focusing on the exam, and it's going to focus on what your hand is doing, because you have to kind of think about drawing, and hopefully that'll bring the anxiety down. Just don't forget to breathe, and again, try to relax your body while you're doing the drawing. And again, you don't even have to draw up. I'm just doing that so you can see it in the webcam. You guys could even draw down while you're doing it. So hopefully those make sense. That's the idea of grounding. If you like this sort of thing, and if this seems to work for you, there are a ton of other examples out there. Again, what I tried to do for this video was to demonstrate and modify a few that you could do while you stay seated, while you stayed looking into the webcam, so that it wouldn't violate any academic integrity issues, but that you could still, for just a moment, and again, you don't want to spend longer than a minute or two on these, close your eyes, take some breaths, do something to distract yourself, but also engage that parasympathetic nervous system to calm you down. Because again, that's going to be the key to reducing that anxiety on the exam. That's also going to be the key to keeping the stress level down so that you don't get so stressed that you interfere with memory recall. Because that's the biggest problem with people when they get to an exam and they have that stress and that test anxiety, is they've gotten so stressed that they're no longer just using that stress to focus. That stress is so much that it's actually interfering with memory recall. So you don't want to be not focused enough that you're not paying attention, right? But you don't want to be so stressed that you've messed up memory recall. All right, gang, I know you got this. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you want any more information about this, and we will talk soon. Take care.